Because right now we're live on tape, on video,
on tape,
on stream.
Really?
Look,
We're just live.
Whenever I talk to you, I start feeling old. So,
I don't know why that is. I don't know how that could just start feeling that way.
Yeah, you've got a good point. You got a great point about that. I should have been feeling like this for like years.
That's true.
Anyway, it is Friday afternoon, and it is. Should I say it? Because last time I said it, by the end of the show, it was like ominous and raining and thundering and stuff. But it looks nice out there right now.
Yeah, nice and hot, bro. We're finally nice and hot.
Oh, it's hot. It's
I've
hot.
been swimming every day.
And who would you be?
The bold one, the cold one. Black is back. Colder ice.
How do I follow that up? Oh, yeah. I know how.
Yeah.
I'm Brent Leary.
There's no follow-up.
That's how you follow it up, by being consistent.
There is no follow-up.
Delivery every single time.
Anyway, go ahead. I deliver every time.
Yeah, like Domino's. Sometimes it's a bit late, but anyway, it is Watching Amazon and Beyond, because I think there's a lot of stuff to talk about.
Oh, yeah.
This week, man, it was earnings. Earnings just every day. It was a new big earnings. And of course,
they do that every quarter. Don't they do them on the same week every quarter?
I don't know. It doesn't seem like that, but maybe you're right. But this week, this one just seemed so much bigger. I don't know. Bigger.
Hey, Katrina.
Oh, wow. She's in Australia.
Yeah.
How do you do, John X? She must know that you have a Nation of Islam background. She's calling you John 2X.
Yeah, right. That's actually what it was. But no, she wouldn't have known that.
Really? Your name was John 2X when you were in the Nation?
Mm-hmm.
Get the heck out of here.
Yeah.
Interesting. And Katrina, thank you for joining us. And oh, by the way, I'm doing fine too. Just, I know you don't know me. But.
Yeah. No one cares. No one cares. Moving along, Brent Leary.
Boy. My life is so tough.
I'm sure one of your cheerleaders will be here shortly.
I don't have cheerleaders. I can't afford them. Oh. Well, what about that? Oh, okay. We're just glad that you're from Australia.
Yes.
I think you're like the first Australian. Well, is she the first? Because you know a lot of folks that you.
Yeah, I think she's the first one live. We have a lot of people following us.
Now I really like her. I really like her now.
No taste.
She's all right with me. G'day, Katrina. Is that how you say it? Anyway. Oh, somebody else. Good morning.
Good morning.
Salem Stone Loot. Do you know who that is? Because I don't know.
No, but it looks kind of Indian.
I'm not going to take a chance, but
I don't know.
Welcome and thank you for joining us.
And good morning.
Yes, absolutely. Good morning. Good afternoon. Good evening, wherever you are. We're here, folks. We're here. All right. You know what? Before we jump in, isn't today the day that the Prince pre-order of Welcome to America is supposed to be coming? I haven't got mine yet. Have you?
I got the shipping notification yesterday. But the album did drop today, I'm sure. So
I'm really hoping it comes shortly because I want it.
Yeah, you should be able to listen to it on your streaming apps.
I want it in my hands.
Yeah, I mean, me too.
I want it in my hands. I got turntables. Just waiting for that thing. And I did say it right, folks. Turntables. I got the vinyl and the CDs and all that other stuff.
It is Prince time.
I have the full experience. I'm just waiting for the full experience.
And I was just telling a friend, it's like, you have to understand, this is not some posthumous put together studio release. This is a fully fledged album Prince made 10 years ago and just decided not to release it. He had a tour and an album, and he's like, screw it, I'm not doing the album, but let's take on the tour. and it was
Yes.
the best tour I ever seen out of all the times I ever saw him play.
That says a lot.
It does say a lot.
Says
It does say a lot. That was my favorite performance ever.
So since we're talking music, before we jump into some of the details, I had this really great LinkedIn Live conversation with Daddy-O from Stetsasonic. I know you know who he is, but Stetsasonic is one of those legendary groups coming out of the early to mid 80s. And one of my favorite songs of the rap era of that golden age, I like to call it, Sally. Oh, man, Sally. Look. I still got the Sally cover right here. Now, this is actually vinyl. And look, I still got some of the actual outside plastic. This is like 30 some odd years
Really?
old, and it's still
honestly,
still
the plastic is not going to keep you. I think you've destroyed the plastic use.
Anyway, so I had this really good conversation. I asked him what he thought was the best year in hip hop. Do you want to guess what year he said was the best year in hip hop?
I don't know. It doesn't matter, honestly.
Damn, that's.
I mean,
really?
it does. That's the that's all subjective thought. I mean, if you ask my nephew, he'll tell you a different story. Me, I'll do. So what did he say? But anyway, it's subjective.
I'm gonna play a little clip. Hey, Claire Juliet, that's Saul Prince and Phil.
Philly,
all right, there it is.
The best of the best of the best.
All right,
what year was that?
Just ask Claire Juliet, tell us what year that was. Yeah. We might have been at the same one. I don't know. All right, so here's what Daddy-O said.
What did he say?
Here we go.
Telling people, hip hop was 2 turntables and a microphone. We went out in the street with equipment, a bunch of it, plugged into the street lamps in New York City to get electricity, and we rapped on top of records that was already made. And that's what makes a beautiful hip hop song. What makes a beautiful hip hop song is the sample. It's not no sampling that makes a great hip hop song. It is the sample.
The sampling.
We gotta be on top of a Frankie Beverly thing, because those guys are making those guys, in terms of the way they made records, we're never gonna be Stevie Wonder.
All right, so I got to stop that because that was not the clip I was trying to play. Although that was a good clip. He was talking about something. Let me play because I gotta tell you the year. Let me do this one. We can get back to that. I think this is it. Let me see.
He created this thing. Me and my man, when we left, like, man, why didn't we tape that? Because he did it through science and mathematics.
All right, so I'm just gonna have to tell you it was 1988.
Okay.
I got all these great clips, and I thought I had the right clip of him talking about the year, and I got the clip of him talking about Flash creating hip hop and all that kind. But I don't have the 1988. That was the year. That was the year he claimed. All right, and so Claire Juliet said it was 1994, which is when she saw Prince in Philly. That must have been. Wait a minute, 94.
That would be something like the.
Well, that was the the album with Come, wasn't it? With the
but that would be the tour. I can't remember. Jam of the Year tour. Bam.
Jam of the Year tour, wasn't that? Are you sure? What was the?
Can't be positive.
Did he do a tour for the Unpronounceable album? Because that was 93, wasn't it? 92. That was 92. Then 93 was the hits, the B-sides. And then 94 was Prince's Dead thing.
He didn't really tour on albums back then.
Yeah, he was trying. Oh, it's 92 or 94. Well, either one. That would have 92 would have been Diamonds and Pearls, wouldn't it?
Probably.
Yeah.
Wasn't that his last one? And I don't.
Well, all right. We need to do our own Prince show at some point.
Again?
Maybe when we get the new album and we get a chance to check it out.
Didn't we do that already?
Not for the new one. Not for.
Okay, it was the interactive tour.
Oh, really? It
says in 1994 the tour was a semi-tour because the concerts took place very irregularly. However, all of them were held to promote the album Come, like you said, and Exodus. So there you go.
See, I don't. Yeah, that was one of those MPG releases, wasn't it? Prince and the
Mhm.
MPG or something like that. Yeah.
So there you
All right.
go. Wow. I would have loved to seen that tour. I didn't see that tour.
No, I after the 80s, I didn't see him live. I should have.
Wow.
Anyway, I know it's something I'll have to live with. Anyway, let's talk about earnings. Actually,
All right.
let's listen to a clip about earnings.
Okay, more clips. Already, folks. We're 4 clips
Dude.
in.
I got clips. Here we go.
Just said it is a miss on revenue, a rare one for Amazon. Revenue coming in at $113.1 billion versus $115.2 billion expected. It is a beat on the bottom line, though, more profitability. Earnings per share of $15.12 versus $12.30 expected. Guidance, this is very important, and this was also light. In terms of Q3 revenue guidance, the company is saying it was expecting $106 to $112 billion. The street was looking for closer to $119 billion. In terms of operating income guidance, $2.5 to $6 billion on that metric. Also, just want to bring you these cloud numbers really quickly. AWS, that's a beat. Revenue coming in at $14.8 billion versus $14.2 expected. But I think, guys, that it's really this Q3 revenue guidance that's hitting the stock, as well as that top line miss. Shares are down nearly 5%. We'll continue to dig into this, especially its ad business, given how Google and Facebook did there. So we'll bring you those numbers as we get through them.
Crazy.
All right. So actually, that was when they were announced at the end of the day yesterday. I think the actual stock closed a little lower. I think it closed about 7% lower.
Absolutely 7% lower.
All right. So your thoughts? We got some numbers. We can go to numbers. What your initial thoughts?
Nobody likes to see, a miss by Amazon. So that's interesting. What's the narrative here? I mean, 2021 revenues are not growing at the same pace as 2020, which we kind of knew, but they're also not growing at the same pace as 2019, which gives people a little bit of pause, although they are still growing. What's happening here in e-com? I don't know. I think this is a shuffling of the deck, and we'll see where it lands right now.
Well, maybe this is a sign of, I was going to say the sign that the pandemic level buying may be coming to an end. People are starting to get out more and starting to buy things the old traditional way. So maybe this is a sign that, things may settle down just a little bit for the time being. But then now we've got this Delta variant that seems to be like wreaking all kinds of havoc. And who knows if that forces us back into, I don't know if it'll force us all the way back to that.
Don't you say the L word. Do not say the L word.
What's the L word?
Okay, well, you weren't going to say it, so go ahead.
I don't know what the L
Lockdown.
word.
Don't say it.
Oh, okay. Okay. We going back just for a second to Claire Juliet. Oh, wow. 2004?
Oh, well, that we know what that one was.
2004. Which one was that?
That was the comeback tour.
Oh, was that the one night alone time?
No. That would be right at the comeback. I can't remember the name of the album right now.
Oh, Musicology.
Musicology.
Yeah, that's it. Okay.
Great tour.
Musicology. Does that sound right?
I've seen that 4 times. Seen that one 4
Wow.
times.
All right. Let's get back to the numbers here a little bit.
Love that.
You look at that. I mean, still Q quarter over year.
So the revenue is increasing, but the rate
the revenue is increasing, but they weren't happy with they missed their estimate on the revenue. They killed it on the earnings. They missed it on the revenue.
Right.
But it's still very significant growth. It's not like
that's nothing to sneeze at.
And I think what really spooked them was they kind of said Q3 next is going to be a little lower than what they had, and like the folks had anticipated. Oh, we got a news alert. We got a news alert. Sven is in the house. There it is, Sven.
That's the news alert.
That's the news. Whenever
wake up, Sven.
whenever Sven says "Hey yo" or whatever for the first time in a broadcast, got to take a stop and acknowledge it. So we are acknowledging Sven. So we got Germany in the house, we got Australia in the house.
Wow,
Claire
we
Juliet,
are world freaking wide, bro.
Claire Juliet, I think, hails from France, although she's in North Carolina
Philly.
right now. I think.
Oh, she's in Carolina.
Yeah, she's with the folks over at SAS who just made an announcement about going IPO, which is I got to learn more about that. All right, so let's look at some of these other numbers here. Let's break out. You know what I like to look at.
Let's break it out. Okay.
Let's look at let's go back to North America. 38%. Oh, is it? No, we aren't looking at just the North American sales. They make up 60% of overall, but this is just breaking it down with the overall year over year up 38% or 36%. I don't know what the FX adjustment is, but that's still significant, man. I mean, it's kind of hard to be mad at that.
I don't think anybody's mad.
Well, the folks that are the day traders are mad because they.
Well, it's not that like they're mad. You just try to figure out, are the bulls still going to run, or is it time to pull out profits? And I think they are like, let's pull out some profits, and that's going to send the stocks going down a little bit. A 7% on a stock that's at like $3,400 a share. I don't think that's, is that what it's at? 34, 36. I mean, come on. The people are just taking money out because they figure maybe we've hit the peak for this period. And who knows? Who knows? They're probably wrong.
Yeah.
Okay. Like literally, most of the stock analysts have switched it to a buy. So I just think Amazon stock today is on sale. So go buy some.
It's not like we haven't seen this before. Oh, once or twice in the last 2 decades.
Yeah,
it's
been a minute though.
It has
been like 8 quarters in a row.
Yeah, that's true. That they've exceeded expectations.
Yeah, so it's like it's been a half a minute, bro.
Sven in this the Blueberry. There's an inside joke for all of you who are not a member of the CRM Players Happy Hour crew. I'm not even going to try to explain this to you, but anyway, that's an inside joke there for Sven. All right, income: 7.7 billion in quarterly profits, up 32%. I mean, think about that. Think about just the quarter of profits is going to be way beyond even some of the biggest companies' revenues over a course of a year. I was just talking about this really hot company in the CRM space, a company called ServiceNow. They're big, their tag phrase is workflow. They were ITSM, and now, I'm getting a little geeky on this stuff, but anyway, about them because their previous CEO was the CEO of eBay back in the day, John Donahoe. Remember that guy? So anyway, He left the company. The company is killing it. They're on track to make about $5.4 billion in revenue over the course of the next 12 months. And Amazon is making $7.7 billion in profit in 1 quarter. Just to kind of give you some of the lay of the land of what's going on and how, people are kind of not happy that they didn't make their revenue number, but their earnings numbers, I would say, pretty good.
Yeah, but I mean, look at what quarter 1 was.
Yeah, but of course, what quarter 1 has in it.
What?
All right. So here's the thing about quarter. Yeah, I mean, that's actually pretty significant that Q4 is usually the biggest quarter of the year, right? For retail. And look how big Q1 was.
Right.
And usually you see the drop off between Q4 and Q1.
Which leads people to think that Q2 is going to continue the acceleration. And when you don't see that as an expectation, then you feel as though they did miss the call.
Thanks for watching. We really appreciate that, Katrina. Nice to meet you. She called me a lovely man, so I got to say thanks you. All that kind of stuff.
I'm sure that doesn't happen often.
It really doesn't. Story of my life. All right, so but look, though it's what?
No, I'm just repeating you.
Please. All right. 7.7. It's slow, it's lower than Q1, but it's still over Q4 of last year. And
Okay.
once we like traditionally, once the last year that Q4 in retail had a lower number than Q1 or Q2 of the following year. I don't think we've seen that.
I'm thinking we do see that because usually Q2 is very strong for Amazon because they have their Prime Day in it. So,
But
I think
we
these
need to
are
look,
the numbers.
we need to look back because I don't know if I even with that in mind.
Okay, I'll do some looking up.
Do some research, do some work for crying out loud.
Really? Wow.
Now look, I'm going to pop this comment from our friend Sandy Lowe. I stumbled a little bit because I had to make sure I pronounced everything right. And I'm going to give her the talk. And the talk is when you write a book in the comments section that almost covers up Colder Rice's face. Well, now that I think about it,
then that's a problem.
that's really not that big an issue.
That's a problem.
Now that I thought about it, write as long as you want in the comments. Folks.
That's a problem because I'm a lovely man.
You're something else. All right, so I just want to fun fact. This month I took an Amazon break. Ooh, surprised how well I managed with actually having to go to a store to get something I urgently needed. I walked into a local small business to buy wrapping paper and a card. I picked my own fresh produce at a farmer's market versus using grocery delivery. I couldn't buy on wait a minute. I couldn't buy on impulse. I survived thinking I might extend it.
Oh boy. Oh, I'm not even gonna, because I love her. I'm not gonna mess with her privilege. She's like, look, I decided to go into a store today.
Well, she lives the executive life. I always tell her
out there on the West Coast. Well, no, she's down in Texas now, right?
No, she's
still out there in the West Coast. That's what I'm saying. Yeah. Boy, whatever. Well, that's good. I'm so glad you went out the door. Good for you. But
and
no,
Sven is very happy for you too, by the way.
Hey, some people are happy to go back in store and do some purchasing. However, like I said, those numbers still kind of are out of sorts for even, 2019 in terms of growth quarter by quarter. That's all.
But let me show you some numbers that were definitely not under expectations.
What's
when
that?
It comes to this. It's the AWS story.
Yeah,
AWS is kicking up 37% year over year. And we all know that is a lot of profitable revenue. That big time profit. It's like, I guess advertising, that would be the only more profitable revenue. Would you say that? Would you think that'd be right? Ads are very profitable. AWS is next in the profit space. And then like the traditional retail stuff.
Just profitability, not actual revenue.
The actual profitableness of the revenue. It's like
the piece of it that's profit. Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Do not tell us that there is a world without Amazon. See, I can't imagine it. You know what? We're going to talk a little bit about, something that's starting to rear its head a little bit. Thomas, what? There will be a word without watching. Oh, Sven, bite your tongue, Sven. You can't have that.
Oh, look, if it was that, I'd be watching something else.
Jeez. All right. with that level of growth at
How
their
much-
scale,
I know.
how much oxygen have they pulled out of competitive? That's it. Well, here's the thing: if we're talking purely about AWS, and I've actually, do I have the slides? Yes, I got some slides from Microsoft because they did their earnings as well, and part of their earnings, they break out what they call the intelligent cloud, and part of the intelligent cloud category for Microsoft is Azure, and we're going to look at those numbers. So remember this. What's going on here? Oh, your boy is back again. Damn it. Jesus. Hi, Garrett. Nice to see you again. We were really looking forward to seeing
Man, you should not let him do that, man. Garrett will troll you.
You don't have to tell me. What do you think's going on right now?
Mm.
All right. So anyway, we're going to look at the Azure number. So keep in mind.
Okay, put it up. Let me
AWS
see. I don't need all that. I don't need all this hype. Just put the chart up.
AWS is 14, almost 15 billion. So AWS as as its own standalone business would be knocking at the door of 60 billion in revenue.
Which is probably as much as Microsoft.
Hey, Garrett.
Hey, Garrett.
Had to say that. All right.
But can you put up the Microsoft chart?
All right. Give me a minute. Let's talk about.
Oh, okay. You ain't got it on there. You ain't got it on hold.
No, I got it, but it's in a different slide deck. Okay, I think I found it. All right, here we go. Let me go to. Is it up here?
Yeah.
Here it is. Okay, here it is. So this is the Microsoft did their quarterly report, and now look at the numbers here. So productivity in business, 14.7 billion in the quarter. That's just one piece. Intelligent cloud. Now remember, I said that Azure is part of this. 17.4 billion. Now
right.
AWS was 14.8. Now there is the distinction that
so all three of these together.
No, intelligent cloud is more than just Azure. It's the biggest piece of the intelligent cloud.
But I'm saying all three of these together do not equal.
I'm just looking at AWS versus Azure at this point. So you had 15 billion versus it's going to be a little less than 17.4 billion. But all that to say is intelligent cloud grew like at a 50% clip too. So although Amazon is killing it, 30 some odd percent growth, 14.8 billion. Azure is actually growing a little bit faster and is in the same ballpark. It's not quite as big, but
right.
So,
I mean, if you're not as big, you have more room to grow too.
Yeah, it's interesting. Yeah, you got more room to grow. So interesting stuff. All right.
Well, we could watch this over time and let's see where it goes.
Yeah, we got to see where it goes.
Yeah.
The other thing. So let's talk a little bit about advertising. Let me pull this up because people forget that there is an advertising piece of Microsoft.
Where is that at? Bing?
You see it at the bottom. You see
what
it
is
at
that?
the bottom. You see
Yahoo?
It at the bottom.
What is that?
What are you looking for?
The advertising piece.
Search advertising.
Searching
advertising.
Where? Who's search? I'm just trying to figure it out.
Can you just let me just say it at least?
Oh, okay. Go ahead. Say
before you can look perplexed, but just let me talk.
Okay.
Search advertising. That's what I'm used to. Search advertising revenue excluded traffic acquisition costs grew 53%, up 49%. So we all know that the piece of the advertising market Microsoft has is minuscule, but it is growing at 53%. Now, Facebook, and I've got Facebook too, and I've got Google.
Now this
they're
one gets
growing.
Good. Now when we get good.
All right, let me pull that up. Oh, wait a minute. I don't have to do this. I could have just stayed here, but let me do this. All right. Yeah, let me go to Facebook. All right. Now this is going to really get interesting. Facebook. I'm going to start it at this point. All right. So daily active people under the family of Facebook products. So that means Facebook, Instagram, Messenger, WhatsApp. Every day they got 2.7, almost 3 billion people every day going into one of those properties, at least one of those properties.
Every day. That's crazy.
Every damn day. Every damn day.
That's
All
insane.
right. Just Facebook daily active users. So this is just Facebook. Almost 2 billion are still going into Facebook every day.
And your ads don't work.
Monthly. Now you're going up almost 3 billion just in Facebook alone. So Facebook is still it's a monstrous beast when it comes to people's attention and being caught in. All right. So all that to say, let me go to the revenue numbers. So they did almost 30 billion in revenue just this past quarter. And net income is 10. So Facebook actually made more profit than Amazon did. And think about this. Amazon did
percentage profit? Because
no.
What did Amazon do?
7?
They did 7. Okay.
Off of $113 billion in sales.
Right.
They're doing 10 off of 29 billion.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's
but they have that's all they sell.
But think about it. Yeah. So 98, I think it's either 97 to 98% of Facebook's revenue income is ads.
All ads.
So that's why I keep on harping on,
the profitability.
And I wish Amazon, I don't think they broke out ads because we don't know exactly.
Not yet. Yeah. They're not ready yet.
But it's growing. It's got to be going very fast. I mean, if Facebook is growing fast.
Oh, so you're trying to tease out what theirs are growing at?
I would love to be able to figure it out because
but you know what? Here's the thing. If you just look at these numbers, and let's go back to your other chart, which was the daily, your daily.
I had to laugh because we talked a little bit about this. Sorry, Sven. This is definitely not the same. Although Paul and Cold Rice, they kind of do look.
Anyway, can we go back, please?
What do you want to go back to?
The last slide, which was the monthly active users or the daily active users.
All right. The daily for what? The family or for
that's fine.
Facebook?
That's fine.
All right.
But you see, as this increases, then their ad revenue increases, their ability to reach increases. I don't think Amazon's daily, and I don't know if they put that out there. How much are they increasing the daily active, the hits per day, unique visitors per day?
Yeah, they didn't give up that number. They just gave you
And so you don't know, we don't know if that's flat, if that's expanding, greatly, but we recognize that the more people come to your site, the more opportunity you get to see ads.
To convert.
Yes.
Absolutely. So it's a huge look, just look at this from Q2 2019 to 21. So we're talking about a 2-year period. That is about that's about a 30% jump.
600 million people.
Yeah, a 30% jump in 2 years. Yeah.
And that's daily active.
That's
users.
Daily. Remember they used to do the metric was monthly active.
And
they don't even need that.
And how many times in that period of time have people said they're going to quit Facebook?
Oh, numerous.
I'm quitting Facebook.
All right. Well, if you do, don't worry. There's 600 million other people who are getting ready to get online.
That's kind of funny, man.
That's pretty amazing. That's pretty amazing. So let me see. Let me know. So I want to go back to this look so I can flip through. All right. So Thomas had a question about Intelligent Cloud includes the whole Dynamics 365 biz. Does it? No. I don't think it does. Let me see. Let me go back and see. All right. I think if I'm not mistaken, Thomas, 365 is in the productivity and business processes part, and that would be a completely separate 14.7 billion. They're just making money hand over fist. All these guys are. incredibly amazing. And you know what? I don't have any graphics, but so we just said, let's see, Microsoft 46 billion in quarterly revenue. Facebook was 29 billion in quarterly revenue. Amazon is really a different case. They're beyond 113 billion in quarterly revenue. Amazon is 7 billion in profits. Microsoft, look at this Microsoft number for profits, 16.5. So Amazon is 7.7. Microsoft is 16.5. Facebook is 10. All right. Now let's talk about Apple. I don't have the graphic, but I've got the numbers. So if you had to guess, give me the top line revenue number for Apple this past quarter.
I got the chart here. You want me to just?
No, I don't want you to read it. I was hoping you to take a guess.
But
since you got the chart,
I don't know.
81 billion. All right, so as good as all these other folks have done, 81 billion in top line and 21 billion or thereabouts in profit in one quarter.
Apple's having a ball this year.
That's sick.
Now, did you talk about Google yet?
No.
Do you have anything on that?
I don't see. If they don't put out the presentation, I don't get it. Like I get seeking out. So they put out a call transcript, and I don't like because that makes me have to read through a whole bunch of stuff.
you want the charts.
But Google is in the same ballpark. I think they're nowhere near Apple, but I think they're between maybe Facebook and Microsoft in terms of overall. Somewhere around that. If anybody's out there who knows the actual numbers for Google, please put them in the comments.
So here's something I want to give you though. All right. Just in terms of the stocks for the year, right? Yeah. Apple's up 9.9% on the year. Okay. Amazon is up 2.2% as of today. It was at 3%.
So they were about the same space until today, right?
Well, they were no, because this is year to date.
What I'm saying, before today, they went down 7% today.
Right, but they've been going up also to come back down.
But that's what I'm saying. If it had been measured yesterday instead of today,
it wouldn't have been 9%. It would have been
pretty close.
It was around 7%.
Well, they lost 7% today.
But if it's still 2%, it's not that linear. But anyway,
I know, but
I'm saying I checked this chart yesterday and it was 7%. Today it's 2.1.
That's because they lost 7% today.
That's what
I'm trying to tell you.
All right. So but I'm saying you can't add.
They would be very close to the same thing.
So today this is where they're at.
Right. Okay.
That's great. Then we got Facebook. Guess how much they're up for the year?
7%.
30%.
30?
Yeah. 30%. Now, wait for it. Guess how much Alphabet's up?
Please don't tell me like 40%.
53%.
Oh, what?
I know. Right?
So on the strength of advertising.
Right. Isn't that's the crazy key here.
Facebook, Google, they're killing it, and it's ads.
It's all ads.
Which and Amazon they weren't near that, but no. See, it's the ad business is such pure profit. That's the thing.
Well, and that's all valuation, right? Yeah, money. And these are why these are, $1 trillion companies, blah, 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 blah. But it's crazy that those two still have room because, Facebook's on the way to becoming $1 trillion company.
So and Thomas tells us Google's revenue is 61. So they actually have more revenue this quarter than Microsoft did. So if you put it into the order, Apple came in at 81 billion, then Google was at 61 billion, then Microsoft is at 46 billion, and then who am I missing out on? Facebook is at 29 billion, and of course Amazon is at 113 billion because they're just
Now I'll throw Microsoft a bone because they were up 28% for the year too.
Well, you're not throwing them in a bone.
I'm just somebody has to be the evil one in this mix. So for me, it'll be Microsoft.
So that's funny. That is funny. Now the funny thing about we know Apple is killing it with the devices, right? They're doing this whole refresh. They're building their own chips. Now they're refreshing their whole line. They're killing it. I'm waiting to get my next MacBook Pro, but I'm waiting until that new chip comes out.
Right.
So there's a lot of excitement around devices and all. All right. So here's where there's a chink in at least Microsoft's. I'm glad we do watching Amazon and beyond at this point because this is more beyond than anything else. Look at that devices. Let me get rid of it. Sorry there, Thomas. Got to get rid of you. Look at the devices one bullet point. Surface revenue declined 20%.
Who buys these things?
Well, apparently not many people.
Something happened with the Surface, and I can't remember.
Look, I have a Surface.
It's not backwards compatible.
I don't know. I have a Surface Book, and it's a good machine. And I even years ago, when they first came out with that Surface Studio, that really nice, it had that big 28-inch screen, touch screen thing. It was beautiful. It had that, the design was really nice. It was a good machine, but let's face it. Apple has, I don't know how they did. It's like, I don't know if it's pixie dust or whatever.
Don't know how they did what?
They have captured an audience of people to the point where
they make superior products.
It's like the holy war.
They make superior products. It has a superior operating platform. It's just a better overall experience. And I don't care if you make something that folds and looks slim and you can touch it with your finger. It's still not an iPad. It's not in the same realm. They need to stop trying to make me compare these two things.
I don't even have I've never got the Surface tablet, but I got the Surface Book, that laptop, and it was really good. It was.
Are you running on it right now?
Not at the moment.
What are you running on right now? What are you running on right now?
I'm running on my 2015 MacBook Pro, which is probably the best MacBook they've ever built.
It really was, bro. Why you're not tripping is because that is the truth. But you see what I'm saying? I mean, this product just works. It just works.
It's a good and like I said, I am waiting for the new one with the new M1 chip. So that's why I'm taking a guess. That's why the Surface revenue declined so much in the face of the refresh that Apple's got going on. Because
I think they, at first the Surface was kind of like, doing some good things. And then they tried to go all pro on it and raise the price and compare it to a MacBook. And then I'm like, dude, y'all are in, again, the wrong space.
I'm just reading Claire Juliet's comment. A big difference in purpose when using Facebook versus Amazon. Order versus connect and share. I mean, yeah. I mean, you can't. People go to Amazon to buy stuff,
right? But people advertise on Amazon and Google for the same reasons. So
yeah, the advertising. Yeah.
So the revenue is coming from. The revenue is still the same thing. It's about advertising on a platform.
For Facebook and Google.
Yeah, but I really think Amazon does not and has not really made the connection to everyday, sellers and I'm not talking, everyday corporates, that they can actually advertise on the platform without selling on the platform. And I don't know if that's really something that works. It'd be interesting to know. It's like, how well does Amazon's advertising platform drive traffic off of Amazon for people to buy?
Yeah, well, considering they don't break that out yet, it's got to speculate on all that kind of stuff.
But yeah, people don't come to Amazon to share.
So let's take a look at one last set of earnings.
Although Amazon's making big inroads, y'all. Actually,
and then in
terms of creating platforms for sellers to create their own content to help sell. It's kind of weird.
Yeah, the whole it's very smart, and I think once again the stuff that they do now, it won't pay off right away, but as usual, those investments pay off in the long run in a big way. And I don't see, when you look at these earnings, that stuff really isn't taken into consideration. It's all about how does that directly translate into numbers today and numbers next quarter, not taking the long view.
That's why the stock is down 7%.
Yeah, today. Yeah.
All
right.
Go buy. Go buy.
And one of the areas too that we know that Amazon is definitely.
Did you hold on?
Putting
a second.
a focus
Did you
on
ever go back and talk about Pierre's comment?
No. What I put it up there. I didn't really look at it.
Yeah, you should just.
I got confused with Sandy's.
Before we go totally out.
The book. All right. What was the driver for 32% year-over-year operating income? That answers whether Amazon retail is seeing a headwind or Amazon is stretching its sources of income. Stretching its sources of income.
Stretching its sources.
I really think that. No, I just think. Let me go back to the Amazon chart again, because I got like too many damn mice I'm playing with here. Come on, man. Where is mine? All right, here we go. Let's see. I want to go back.
Bro. You need a stream deck.
What am I looking for again? Amazon stuff.
Amazon year-over-year operating income.
Okay, all right. Here we go. So let me bring this back up. Got lost a bit there.
That's okay.
All right. So what was I looking for? Net income, operating income, net sales. I am totally lost, man.
Well, look for 32%.
Oh, the year over year, 32%. 32%. 32.
Yeah, I don't see it yet.
32%. I remember seeing it somewhere.
Yeah, I remember we talked somewhat about it.
There it is. 30. There it is. Operating income.
Yes. All right. So what was the driver for the 32% operating income?
But see, the driver for that is their revenue was up 30-something%. So the revenue and their income were up in roughly the same percentages. So it wasn't like their revenue was getting cannibalized, or they're going after less profitable revenue. It's just that they went down from quarter one. And once again, I think when we look back at this, Q1 2021, that's kind of an anomaly, if you ask me, because I still think
that's when the world stopped.
Is it? What happened? What happened?
January, February, March. Yeah, not totally. No. April. No.
See you, Sven. See you next week.
No,
I just think
not.
that quarter is a bit of an anomaly, because usually what happens is you have this bang up Q4 because everybody's buying for the holiday, and then the following quarter usually goes down. This one just went up, and you might, like you said, maybe that something happened. Well, did we do a double shutdown? I can't remember anything dramatic, because we've been in such a year pattern of that?
Well, actually, we had the transitioning of leadership, which was a complete and total disaster. And
Are you wait a minute? Are you saying that everybody was so happy with the results that we went out and bought a whole bunch of stuff? I mean, I'm trying to figure. Oh, did we get some stimulus? Did some checks come
yes,
in?
we
Is
got
that-
stimulus at the end of
All right.
December. We did, yeah.
Okay, so all right. So now we can kind of piece
Yeah.
it together. There was some stimulus. Those $1,200 checks were coming out,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
And that stuff was just used to buy stuff.
And the the vaccines were starting to pop. Because by February we were really popping.
So so what are you saying, that once we get into the second quarter, things are opening up
And flattening out. And flattening
and
out.
all right. I mean, it
And
makes
flattening
sense.
out.
I can
I
see that.
agree with Brent.
Let the man talk, man.
What?
Doesn't happen that
Whatever.
often, so I really need this. Thank you, Peter. I think it'll be really interesting to see what happens Q1 2022, because I just don't see that as a trend. I see that as a bit of an anomaly there.
Yeah, I'm interested in Q3 because like for them to say that it's going to be off when this is the first Q3 we've had with back to school.
Yeah, but remember, was it last Q3? No, because they did Prime Day 2020 in October, so
Yeah.
they didn't have a Prime Day last year. In the third quarter, and they're not going to have one in this year.
Yeah, it'll be
quarter, right?
interesting.
That'll be interesting.
Yeah, that one. I'm I don't know if they just getting the street ready for something that we don't know about, but
Well, think about this too. Usually, Prime Day was in July, right? So that's third quarter. They did it this year in second quarter, so they got the big hit, the big pickup
already.
this year in June. So that might be why they came and said, "Hey, we might be a little light in the third quarter."
Bye, Claire.
don't
You
have
know
that
what?
big
I
thing.
love these people that are checking out. They are like, hey, we'll see you later. That's so much love. Bye, Claire.
Thank
Great
you, Claire
talking to
Juliet.
you.
I got to circle back. I don't think we've actually ever talked. I would love to talk. All right. Man, maybe we did talk once. Anyway, have a great weekend. Pierre's back. Oh, see, you shamed him into agreeing with you on something. Don't take the bait, man.
Man,
Don't do
you
that.
know what? We have to start keeping score today. That's it.
Anyway, as long as Garrett ain't
you know
around.
what? I can't say another prime. Oh, I'm sorry. I can't say another Prime Day, but maybe they're going to do something. That would be awesome to see them do something pretty unique in the fourth quarter, since they've already tried something in the fourth quarter and it kind of worked in October. What if they did something else in October again? That's interesting, Thomas.
Well. I think it would go over well.
Me too. And then, because what that ended up doing last year is it sucked a lot of Christmas money out of retail early. So they had to move their Black Friday specials all the way up to November 1st. Man, I don't know. Ooh, you got me. That would be like really awesome.
You got him like licking his lips and
I know.
chops and
That's
all sorts of things
man.
I'd rather not see.
I'm drinking red Kool-Aid, and you can tell.
Yeah, we can tell. All right. So here's the last thing I wanted to go over.
Oh, okay.
Because
let's get
these
to
guys, these guys had a bang up quarter.
Shopify.
And you always talk about them. So
yeah.
What did you think about what they did this past?
I mean, Shopify is actually they're silently, man, doing things that are really exciting. Look at that stack of stuff that they're putting together. Shopify Payments, Shopify Capital, Shop Pay. You know, Shopify is all of a sudden getting interesting to me. Although they've always been an interesting company, but now it's like, man, how many Amazon shares do you own, John? I do own a lot. I've been at Amazon. I bought Amazon back in the late 90s, bro. And then forgot about it and found it like 3 years ago.
That was the best thing you ever did.
Yeah,
was forget about it.
Yeah, that was. I probably would have sold it or something.
We would have sold it for some Twinkies.
But I miss Shopify. I didn't get in on the Shopify thing, and they're growing like crazy this quarter.
Let's see if I can get to some numbers here. Merchant first focus. Yeah, that's right. Those relationships. When you look at that platform expansion piece, you got to keep your eye out on that.
Mm-hmm.
You got to keep your eye out on that. I want to see where are the actual numbers. All right, here we go. Is this numbers or the economic? I want to just get to the numbers here.
Yeah,
first.
they don't.
There we go.
Yeah,
there it is. All right.
Okay.
So, are you? I think we've seen this before. They haven't really made up any ground. Let's be honest here.
I mean, who's gonna be? Dude, that's years away.
But look at it. Didn't take them that many years to get past Walmart, though. To me, that's impressive stuff.
That's impressive. That's impressive, and that should not be the case.
Yeah,
that honestly should not be the case. That's just, there's no way this Shopify thing should have jumped up in front of Walmart. But you know, it is what it is.
So let's just say that at least for the time being, their rise has really come at the fall of Walmart, eBay. Rename it.
I don't know. I'm not sure. I would have to go back and look at the numbers. I don't know. You know, it's it's a part of the tide rising all the boats.
Yeah.
Right. So I don't know if Walmart's like off. I don't know if they've taken stuff from Amazon or eBay and Walmart.
I would say generally speaking. No, I would say generally speaking, like you said, all tides, rise, all boats are tide, whatever.
Yeah, right.
So everybody's going up, but it just seems like Amazon is staying where they are and maybe even slightly moving ahead, because I saw some number that said their actual percentage of market is slight uptick.
Yeah.
So they're still growing in a growing market, so to speak.
Q1, I'm calling
growing faster.
I'm calling it right now. Q1 2022, Shopify is double digits.
Of 2021?
2021.
Q1?
2022. Q1, sorry. 2022.
Q1 2022?
Yeah.
All right. So, all right.
Double digits.
Since we're doing that, all right, give me the percentage for both Amazon and Walmart then. If you say Shopify is going to get up to double digits,
right? Yeah.
Where is it going to come from?
Oh. It's going to have to come. It's going to come from more. It will come from Amazon. Everything has to come from Amazon now.
So you're saying that
because we're hitting
10%.
Yeah, we're hitting that number. There's a magic number of like 50% of retail, right? Mm-hmm. That to me is the amount of growth that e-com can hit, right? So
you're saying that at some point e-commerce will make up half of all total U.S. retail spend?
Yeah, I think so. And that would be like, then that's where we're going, and we're hitting the tipping point. He's saying eBay. I honestly, I don't see that.
I can see that.
He's saying that.
Is eBay? Do you feel like eBay has momentum right now? Like you can see Shopify has definite momentum,
right? But the difference is that eBay deals primarily in new product, right? And they're really not the place where you go and launch a brand.
I give you that,
right? So Shopify and Amazon are brand marketplaces. So that's why I kind of think eBay just is a laggard for, either the knockoff kind of stuff or the stuff that is off the shelf pulls and stuff like that, low cost kind of thing. So I just don't think that Shopify and eBay are two platforms that now, if you were talking eBay and Etsy, then I could see Etsy pulling eBay's money. But I just kind of don't feel like Shopify pulls eBay money.
So here's where I think the numbers coming out, what you say, Q1 2022, those numbers are going to be interesting in the sense that I think whoever starts really capturing the heart of the small business seller is going to see their numbers reflected in that 2021, because we know Amazon is definitely focused on
and that's where I think Shopify, man.
I think it's going to be a pretty interesting battle. I think you kind of pointed out something. I think 2022 first quarter is really going to be an interesting tell to see who has the momentum with the small business seller. I believe that.
That's a good one. Who has the momentum with the small business seller? Shopify
Because
wins on over all of those top 5.
Yeah, but it seems like Amazon is definitely targeting that, because what do we see? What did they say during Prime Day last year, this past quarter? Like small business sellers were up 100% year over year on what they did in Prime Day of 2020. And that's some significant numbers. And those numbers are big. And they are doing all those promotions. We talked about that brand promotion where you get a 10% or something like that by sending your customers to Amazon to do the transaction, and you'll get a cut. Amazon has a lot of levers to pull, and it looks like Shopify has been doing their work, partnering with Facebook, partnering with Walmart.
Right.
It's going to be really interesting to see
So do me a favor.
That's going to be interesting. Yeah.
Do me a favor and go to slide 22, which I think is pretty important. And then, you can put up Pierre. He's giving you some props.
I don't know what slide 22 is because it doesn't tell me.
Go down 2 more. Go down. Right there.
All right.
This, I think, is a telling point, because these are 3 components of Shopify products, right? So you got Shopify payments, which are people that are using Shopify to make the payment for their purchases. You've got Shopify Capital. Shopify Capital is where they're loaning cash advances to merchants, right? And then you've got Shopify Shop Pay, right? Where it's like
just Shopify Cap. Look at that year over year.
I know. See, that's the one that's the one I was going to point out. It's like, so the merchants on the platform are in growth mode. That's why they're borrowing money, because they want to grow their platform. They're going to grow their businesses. And if that money pays off, as it normally does, then these businesses are going to grow, which ultimately will grow the Shopify, market share. Crazy money.
So I think
we're crazy in agreement. Growth.
Yeah, we're in agreement. The folks who can win the hearts and minds of the small business seller, they're the ones that are going to be significantly set up for big success. And I think Q1 2022 is going to be a real interest, because, you know what? It'd actually be Q4 if you ask me, because that's Q4, the big selling season.
It is. But the thing is, it's like, everything goes up then, and it'll be a little bit skewed. But if you hold through Q1, that's why I went to Q1, because I was thinking Q4 as well. But then I'm like, if you go and hold through Q1, when everything levels back out again, I think we'll be able to really tease it apart. But we'll be watching.
We'll watch both of them, because I think they're both going to tell a significant piece of the puzzle, the story. What happens in the big selling season, and then, like you said, what happens when things die down. That's all right. And
good conversation, Brent.
You know what, man? Because there is one other thing we don't have time. I'm just going to throw this clip, and maybe we'll set it up for next, because I think this is potentially a big deal.
Amazon has been hit with an $886.6 million European Union fine. It's for processing personal data in violation of the EU's General Data Protection Regulation, known as GDPR. The e-commerce giant revealed the news in a regulatory filing on Friday. The fine was imposed on Amazon Europe Core this month by the Luxembourg National Commission for Data Protection. Amazon said in the filing that it believes the decision to be without merit and intends to defend itself vigorously. GDPR requires companies to seek people's consent before using their personal data. The penalties for breaching it can be steep. News of a potential fine for Amazon was first reported by the Wall Street Journal in June.
We're going to have to talk about data and privacy, and it's not just Amazon, it's everybody, but that's a biggie.
That's a big one.
That's one we're going to have to circle around to, because this data privacy thing is getting huge. You know, I've been really digging in on this a lot, and every day there's something that's going on. I'm not talking about Amazon specifically. I'm talking about every day there is a development around customer data privacy. And if anybody doesn't get that part of it right, I don't care how fast growing you are,
you're going to be
fastly growing out of business.
Right. You can be shuttered.
So
wow.
Before we get out of here, I just want to make sure we covered this fabulous point by Pierre. All right, Pierre. Here we go.
It was
all right,
a
that
good
was a lot
point.
of show.
It was a
lot
good
of show,
point.
A lot of show.
We'll give them one.
Hey, we always say that the small business market is like the engine. It's going to be the same with the e-commerce engine too.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely.
Wow. All right. The sun is still up too. All right.
All right. I'm going to hit the pool.
All right. Well, you do that, and we'll let y'all go. Thanks for stopping by, all the great comments, especially the ones that favor me. And we will definitely see you next week watching Amazon and Beyond. Do we still do this?
I do. Peace.
There it is.